All right, Rudy, thanks for swinging in. MCon game day.
Yeah, sure.
Day 1 or day 3 of MCon, depending on how you're looking at it. And you've been here how many times?
I've been here last year.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, since last year it's grown exponentially. Not just the size and the number of booths and people, but the energy. The energy's incredible. Really kind of tipping point. Boom. It's really exploding. I love it.
It's awesome. Bigger and better, and a lot of great folks here trying to continue their career in service, support those who serve. Our goal here on Game Day is to expand the conversation beyond the 4 walls of this venue.
Yes.
Take it to the communities that are not maybe in the venue, but need to know about what's going on here. So before we go any further, Mr. Tennessee's got a question.
This is a perfect question for you.
Yeah, what's up, my
Because I already know. We love it, story matters, and we're all in the own movie of our life. You have your own movie going on, I have mine going on.
Yes, sir.
You are yourself your own movie character, literally. I've heard it play in some movies. So the question is, like, if you were going to have a theme to the movie of your life, what would be the theme of your movie? What would it be? Action? Would it be a dramedy? Would it be a comedy? Like, what would it be? And then the normal question I would ask is, who's going to play you in your movie? Well, the answer is probably going to play yourself. But you can also pick an actor or a character. So what would be the theme? What genre would it be? And who would play you?
The theme would be overcoming insurmountable odds.
Okay.
And it would be a mixture of drama, comedy, and action, because that's what life is.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just have to laugh at some of the mistakes I've made, but also some of the gifts that have been given to me and opportunities, because I'll tell you what, I'm the comeback king. I've had so many failures and I've had so many comebacks, and I'm very, very thankful that I've had so many second chances. And that the movie would be uniquely American too, because America is the freaking country of second chances, and that's me.
Absolutely.
Now, who would play me? I'd have to find somebody younger. And I played myself and, for a few, all my projects really on myself, which is really, I'm so thankful for. Imagine just being able to be yourself, really yourself, and it being valued. I kind of pinch myself when I think about that. There's this wonderful actor, I don't know his name, super expressive eyes, and he's got a certain sadness in his eyes, although he's got love in his heart. He's on this new picture called Task.
Task.
He was also in Ozark. He played the mentally ill brother of the wife, of the woman's brother. He's got dark hair, dark eyes.
Interesting.
He's an incredible actor. Just take a look at, look up Task. And he's the star on it.
We're going to crowdsource this. Someone's going to find this
he's
guy
really amazing. So I did a deep dive on him.
Well, I love that you're picking someone that's not what you think's known. You're picking someone that's really something you maybe related with or called out because you looked at the eyes. Eyes are these window to the soul, so you probably saw something about relatable.
Brother, wait till you see his work. You'll see what I'm saying. He's got a way of showing his heart and love, and there's a little heartbreak back there because when we extend ourselves and when we open ourselves up, there's always a risk, and sometimes those little tender heartbreaks are important to make the heart stronger for the next one. Anyway, that's the guy. Whoever crowdsources his name, that's the guy who I'd like to play me.
Deal. We'll put the deal together.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm an ex-TV Hollywood guy, so we'll collaborate.
You look awesome.
We'll make something.
Thank you,
behind
brother.
the scenes. I was executive producer.
Oh, wonderful, bro.
We'll collaborate. We'll find the guy. We'll make a movie your life. Let's go.
Let's do this. So, Rudy, what is the chapter? You said your life's multiple movies, comeback stories, many chapters. What's the chapter you're writing right now?
The chapter of professionalism. I am a professional now. I'm building my business, not just me as talent. I have a production company as well. I'm writing another book, and I created a nonprofit, Force Blue. We rebuild coral reefs and do ocean conservation with combat divers like myself from all forces around the world. I have missions in Okinawa, Indonesia, Florida Reef Track, and California right now. And these are the highest end combat divers from Recon, from Pararescue, SEALs, Green Berets, British Royal Marine Commandos, SBS, SAS, Israeli Special Force. and we're doing work that we combine arms with scientists, marine biologists and marine scientists. We're paid by NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Association, the feds, and we're doing intense work where professionalism and safety require that high vibration, top shelf attitude. There's no more times for me to be street fighting and freaking and drinking and hitting the freaking cocaine, and all of that's gone. This is my professional time, and this is the groundwork for my legacy. Not getting any younger. I would recommend anybody out there, lean into that professional chapter of your life as soon as you can.
Wonderful. That's good advice. I think, we're both very much leaning in our professional side.
Right on,
and also
brother.
Service. We both have unique backgrorounds, and now it's the time of service.
Yes, sir.
What does service mean to you when you come to things like this? What is through your optics, through your lens? What does service mean to you?
Service. Okay, how about this? I've been on the road about 300 days of the year, and I'm around the world, and I do mostly intense stuff in the field. I don't have much downtime. I wouldn't use it anyway. I'd be freaking pushing myself in some way. But I find the energy and I find the passion to do things like this because I know the brothers and sisters need to feel and see that someone shows up for them, and that what they're witnessing is something they can do. When we lose our hope, or we can't see the pathway, or the woods are dark and we've lost the trail, then that's when the depression, substance abuse, and then the suicide comes. When they see their freaking heroes, who, by the way, I've been through it. I was in a mental institution for a year for guys like us. I've been through it. 2 kids, 2 different moms, been through it. They see a guy like from one of them making it. If I have an opportunity to inspire and make a difference and maybe save a life, I'm here.
When you talk about your business,
Yes.
you're on the road a lot. You got a production, you got all these different things.
Yes.
What's the core of the business right now that you are building? Why are you inspired to build that thing?
To be direct, what has driven me my entire life is I wanted to be a hero since I was that big. When I watched Rocky at the movie theater, when I saw John Rambo, when I saw First Blood, the reluctant warrior, the reluctant hero, I was moved. I had a hard childhood for an American. Went to 20 different schools, ended up in the Omaha Home for Boys, a lot of abuse and neglect. But when I watched stories on movies, and I read my comic books, Spider-Man and the X-Men, people that were kind of marginalized to the side, and people didn't understand them, but they saved the world anyway. I was compelled. So I've been training my whole life since I was a boy on my own, and that discipline, it led me to wrestling, martial art, Marine Corps, Recon, and it was in the pursuit of the hero's journey, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing everything I can to share.
I talk about the hero's journey often.
Yeah, brother.
Joseph Campbell, Man of a Thousand Faces.
Yeah, brother.
When I give talks lately, I talk about Moana.
Yes.
Moana is a modern day hero's journey. How
Yes.
it's written. Star Wars was written based on the hero's journey. Rocky's the hero's journey.
Absolutely.
And in our lives, we're always like trying to find that. And when we realize we're in the abyss, like maybe there is some like mentor that comes to us.
Yes.
The Obi-Wan,
Yes.
The
Yes.
guide.
Yes.
It sounds like you're now in the guide phase of
Isn't
life.
that wild?
The guide phase. You're the hero still, but really
Yeah.
you're a guide to other people.
You're exactly correct, brother. You know what's so interesting? I'm working in, I make a living in TV right now with SAS and Special Forces, and I got some other stuff. And it pays good. I don't get paid what I'm worth. I should be making a lot more for what I do. However, it provides well for my family. But I'll tell you what, I'm already excited with my production company. I'm excited for the next generation of Rudy Reyes. I'm looking for the next generation. This is not a narcissistic and adolescent pursuit of looking beautiful and being famous. I was famous for fighting war, and nothing compares to that. Nothing compares to being famous for fighting war amongst your brothers. I want to help develop the next generation of talent. I want to leave a legacy. And yes, the Obi-Wan. And we find out later in Star Wars, remember, Obi-Wan has a dark chapter as well. And yet when I watched Star Wars at the theaters when it came out, I'll be 54 in like 4 weeks. Obi-Wan seemed like the wholesome grandfather that I wanted to have myself. I would have never imagined he had that pain and that he'd had to freaking kill his student slash son, Darth Vader, right? Because he thought for sure he was dead, you know. And you're right. I am the Obi-Wan now because I have been Luke Skywalker when I was young. Even into warfare, I was Luke Skywalker, and then I turned into Darth Vader. And now full circle, chinks, some tarnished armor. Maybe the sword's not so sharp, but I got a little something called wisdom.
Yes, sir. That's the point. Right? That's the journey.
What do you think? Let's lean into the story piece for a second, and then I know you're busy. You got to get out of here. We've seen in American filmmaking the last decade or two. There's a trend because there's two things you're talking about. One is the duality of man. It's like, yes,
so
everybody's
true.
got there. You've got the light and the dark, you've got the light and the shadow. On the other side, we've got this revisionist drive in American storytelling, which is like, the thing that you thought was good was actually bad.
Yes.
You know, this desire to kind of turn that upside down. It's sort of muddling the waters between good and evil. What do you think? What's the next great canon of American filmmaking going to be about? What's this next? We talked about your next chapter.
Yes.
What is the future of American storytelling? The kids growing up today, what are they going to grow up with?
It's interesting that nihilism, and there's an adolescent nihilism that's happened to a lot of our media and filmmaking. It reminds me of what we saw in the comic books in the late 80s when Frank Miller did The Dark Knight. Batman's old, he's haggard, he is retired for 10 years, and he's psychotic. And he must come back to the uniform and fight crime to have wholeness, to be complete. He's been ignoring the bat, and he's fighting crime, and it's dirty crime. He's fighting the media, and he's not so prime-colored, jump off the page superhero anymore. It's darker, it's grittier, and there's a certain anger and disillusionment that was happening around then. I'm seeing it now again, and it's so interesting. It's because these people have no idea how hard it's been. This has been the most safe and productive, safe tech. Look out on the streets. There's no garbage in the streets. The economy. I'm telling, these people have never been in gas lines. So I think there's a nihilism, an adolescent nihilism, due to lack of hardship, and for that reason, they want to throw out the classics. What I hope will come back to American filmmaking and storytelling is a renaissance of the classics, a renaissance of the Odysseus, the renaissance of the Rocky Balboa, the renaissance of even of the color purple, another heroic story. But a renaissance of heroism, which means sacrifice, good sacrifice, not just sacrifice, good sacrifice. Suffer well, as they say. And nothing inspires people more than that, because we all do fall down and sacrifice, but what's it for? Let's make it for something.
One of my favorite quotes is, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, which is ancient.
Yes.
And a lot of times you have gardeners saying everything's bad, but when something happens, they just want to go crawl under the flowers. They can make beautiful things and talk about it. But a warrior's been through hard things, because hard things give you wisdom. They
do.
Give you a skill set. And all you want to do is sit in your garden and make beautiful things. But if somebody comes to take it, you're willing to pick up that sword and fight for it.
Well,
and that's
absolutely.
That's where we have to, I think, get back to as well with our media or entertainment.
Absolutely. It's very strange too. I'm a sweetheart. I'm like the sweetest of my freaking recon platoon, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also a scout sniper, and I also, snatch and grabs and kill the enemy, right? There has been almost a criticism and a besmirching of the manhood experience. We're losing our manhood experience for these modern kids. Now we have sports. The Scouts aren't what they used to be because of all of that with the scandal. We have sports still, but we're losing the manhood experience for our little boys. And if our little boys can't understand and don't go through rites of passage, then how do our little girls understand? So I have a daughter and a son. I'm so driven to be the greatest father I can by example, and by, of course I provide well for their school and such, but really me showing up for them. And I want my daughter to say, that's the kind of man one day I will be with. And my son to say, that's the kind of man I want to be. Some serious conversations in the mirror for me. And how I walk out onto the floor, and how I go to sleep at night. What am I living for? What am I pushing for? And I want to bring that the Renaissance of the classics back. Good sacrifice, noble sacrifice. Love only comes from the understanding that you can lose it all, so you must be strong. It's very sobering and it's very humbling, because we are just flesh and blood. Yeah. You know, it's a lifelong pursuit to be strong and capable.
Amen. Appreciate you, man. Hey, I know you got a lot of bases to cover here. We're gonna let you get back out on the floor, Rudy. Thanks for stopping by Game Day. Give us the final parting thought. What is, if you're not here in the room at MCon, what do you need to know about what's happening here?
MCon, we're bringing veterans, their families, and everybody that cares about service together. We've got brilliant filmmakers, artists, tech people, therapy people, nutrition, the gestalt for what it means to be alive, to be a human being, to be American. So please get here next year.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the time. Thanks for the story.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome, Paul.